Come on in.
Sports Moments Podcast.
Good morning, world! It is Sports Moments Podcast. Everything related to moments. And this podcast is brought to you by Jordan Moments. It is your boy Jordan, and we're about to get started with some good fantasy football news. Here we got on the podcast today, your boys
Dre be chillin'.
Your boy Daniel.
Your boy Marky Mark.
Hey, we all in the building. You know, we
Everybody
finna
say,
get some
everybody say.
football talk going on.
Everybody say.
We got the dabs
Good to be here,
in the
good to be
building.
here.
Hey, we're
Let's hear.
sequence this time. But we're here. We live. We finna get some topics rolling off for y'all. It's another year. NFL is going.
Can't
About
wait.
time. Not wait. Today is the day, y'all. Today is the day. The Eagles versus the Falcons is gonna be a crazy ass game. I cannot wait.
Episode 1.
Episode 1 is just gonna how it's gonna be. But anyways, we just gonna get into the current events.
Current events, man.
The current events for today.
What's the first one?
The
Le'Veon
first
Bell.
one, Le'Veon Bell. What are y'all thoughts on that?
Wait, so he's not showing up at all?
They
He
say
wants to
he's
get
not showing
paid. He wants to get paid.
So they're about to play a whole game, and he's just gonna watch from his
from
couch.
his couch.
I mean,
really comfortable couch.
This hits me closest to home. I have Le'Veon Bell, you know, in the fantasy $120 league. I went ahead and took him at number 3.
That's tough.
So that really rubs me the wrong way.
I mean, I can't blame you, man.
Le'Veon got to show up, man. His team calling him out. You know, his offensive line calling him out.
I mean,
man.
what was that about? Who called him out? What was that?
All his offensive linemen called him out.
I think it's rumors circulating. Would you think Le'Veon gets traded?
Le'Veon gets traded from
Where and for who?
What world would we be living in?
You trade the best running back in football.
Le'Veon Bell
If he doesn't want to play for you, sounds
is
like a quiet
playing
man.
for
Situation
another
to me.
team. What world would we be living in? And I mean,
What's the quote? What's the quote?
The quote right here, it's saying he's making 7 times what I make, twice as much as Villanueva is making, and we're the guys who do it for him.
The offensive line.
That's the pin drop.
That's the offensive line.
That's the
That's
pin
a little
drop.
disrespectful because
Is it though?
I mean, those linemen. I mean, you know.
Oh, that was just one lineman.
There's multiple.
Honestly, it's a little selfish. I'm kind of pissed right now. It sucks that he's not here. We'll move on as a team. That's Marquise Pouncey.
He's pouncing. That's the center.
Yeah, we're talking about some pretty good offensive linemen. Obviously, not the caliber that Le'Veon Bell is at running back at his position. I think he should be there for his team. I need him there for my team, my fantasy team. I hope he shows up. We got to get Le'Veon signed, man.
When do you think he does show
selfish.
up? I'm actually hearing around the grapevine that he's not. He's thinking of not showing up until November.
Well,
game is that?
November is what, like week 7?
That's interesting.
yeah. Well, I mean,
But for week 1, I mean, he's not obviously playing. If you're a betting man, you got the Browns +4. Do you look at that spread?
Browns
though?
+4.
Do you look at that spread? Something to think about.
Browns +4. Are they that much better this year?
Trust
to give
Tyrod?
a +4 over.
just
They're trying to get that first win. They're trying to get that first win.
in Pittsburgh.
Browns.
Do you have a hot take on the Browns?
The Browns might make the playoffs.
I do.
Mine or
Browns aren't making the playoffs.
The Browns might make
are.
the playoffs.
I
What's
say
the tally?
You heard it here first. The Browns are making the playoffs.
Put some on it.
Browns
The Browns
making the
make
playoffs.
playoffs.
Daniel says the Browns are making the
25.
playoffs. $25.
Oh,
That's good here. That's good here.
Slams the pin.
That's good here.
That
heard it
the
here
Browns
first.
are making
That's
the
good
playoffs.
here.
I like it.
Browns making the playoffs.
That's a hot
Browns are
take.
making the playoffs.
That's a
You
hot
heard it here
take.
first.
Not that hot of a take.
Well,
Let's move on from
Earl
that.
Thomas?
Let's just
Earl Thomas?
let's get to
Earl
Yeah,
Thomas. So another holdout, but he decided to come back.
Love holding out.
He decided to come back and
I
show up for
think that's
game
good. I think that's
one.
good.
I mean, he's
Um,
the cornerstone of their defense now.
You don't work, you don't eat. Them checks, man. You need
About
them
going to the
checks.
Cowboys. You heard that rumor
That's
of
a
the
totally
Cowboys,
different
though.
look from what Le'Veon is thinking. I mean, he's
Yeah, you're
holding
right.
out.
Yes, he's
Looking for the money.
Got Earl showing
That's a
up.
good point.
I mean, Earl was talking about trying to get traded to the Cowboys. We know he's a Cowboys fan, but he decided to show up. We saw kind of segueing into the next current event with the holdouts.
I thought a trade was gonna happen
with Khalil Mack. He gets traded
Crazy.
That's the interesting part.
from the Oakland Raiders for 2 first-round picks to the Chicago Bears.
Tricking if you got it. You had 2 first rounds. You
What
want
do you-
Khalil Mack.
What do
The
you
Bears
think?
got Khalil Mack and the 2nd-round pick. They didn't win that trade, bro.
They absolutely won that trade.
2 first rounders though for Khalil Mack.
2 first-rounders.
For Khalil.
Khalil Mack gonna put points on that board.
Yeah.
Bro. I mean,
They won that trade. The
I
Bears
think-
won that trade.
The
I
Bears
think-
won that trade?
Easily.
I think Khalil Mack doesn't have the season he had in Oakland. I think Bears turn the ball over a lot. Bears on the field a lot. Khalil
Okay.
Mack's not
That'd be
downhill all game trying to get after that quarterback, man.
Be down
I don't know if his season is as good as as advertised in Oakland.
I think Khalil Mack is Khalil Mack, and that's just gonna transfer wherever he goes.
Okay.
Obviously he's gonna make plays. But,
99 on Madden
I mean,
for a reason, man.
you take the
Absolutely.
best player and put him on one of the worst defense. I mean, how much better is that defense?
I think it's a lot better.
We'll see.
Bears have Green Bay.
Bears at Green Bay.
Oh, and that is the Sunday night primetime game, which is a divisional game.
I got
Is he playing with
Packers plus 12.
Packers
Or
plus
Packers minus 12. Packers by 12.
Packers minus
Packers
12.
double-digit win. Khalil Mack doesn't get a
It's pretty
sack.
safe to say I think the Packers.
Khalil Mack
Khalil Mack doesn't
one
get a sack.
Would you? How much money would you put on that? Khalil Mack does not get a sack.
I mean, let's go
Crazy.
1.5.
1.5.
Khalil Mack 1.5 sacks.
1.5 sacks.
so he's gonna get a sack.
over under.
Over under 1.5 sacks. What
Okay.
y'all think?
I think the under. I think the under sounds good for me.
But, I mean, he is playing
he's in a
Aaron
new
Rodgers.
system. I think
Got
it's a new
you
system.
got
I think it's a new
got a
system.
meal
I
on
think-
top of those on it.
I have.
That's-
That what he doesn't do
That
it.
1.5 over
At
under.
1.5. I got the under on that.
Oh, under. Well,
Yeah, I got the under on
I'm
that.
kind of on the same team there.
Yeah, I think we're in the same boat. So
Nets
Yeah.
are always
Still Papa
taken
Do's, though. I
on
think that
Sports
Papa Do's-
Moments
Shout out to
podcast.
Papa Do's.
You
one
really
time.
believe it? Put
Please,
some
shout
money
out to
on it,
Papa
man.
Do's.
I mean, he's not gonna get over on that. I'm not gonna take some sticks or shit like that.
But I
He's not gonna
think.
get over 1.5. Just needs a second.
But you know who
First game.
can probably do some things at Papa Do's with that new check he has? Colin Kaepernick. I
Colin
think
Kaepernick.
that Nike deal.
Colin
he had,
Kaepernick. Oh,
He's doing something.
I mean, long overdue. I mean, being
Absolutely.
honest, long
I
overdue.
agree.
Should have been getting
Absolutely.
paid. The day he stopped getting checks from the
I
NFL, Nike
agree.
should have
That's
been
a-
paying
I slammed
him,
the
man.
hammer down.
That's a strong
100%.
statement.
Did y'all
I mean-
see the guy that burned
His
shoes
shoes.
while he was wearing his
Oh.
shoes?
Nike shoes.
New level of
I
hate.
did
Wow.
not see this.
New level of hate.
Racism makes you stupid.
Wow.
This man
Suffered
was
burn.
wearing his shoes. I'm gonna burn my shoes. He burned his shoes while he was wearing his shoes. So
That's a
obviously he
man.
burned
That's a
his
man that
entire
likes to make
feet.
statements. That's a man that likes to make statements,
Yeah,
man.
that's bold, man.
man
He
sitting
said,
in the
"Not only am I
hospital,
going to tear
burned his feet
apart
off.
your product, I'm going to tear apart
That he
my
already
feet in
paid
the
for.
process. I'm going to burn everything.
All
man.
because I don't like Colin Kaepernick.
Everything burns."
But
But what, I mean,
Everybody,
we all.
it's not about the flag. It's not about that. It's not about that. It's not about that.
What do y'all think about that Colin Kaepernick, that Nike collaboration?
I think that's good for the movement. I
Okay.
think that's good for the culture. I think this
Absolutely.
is relevant to right now.
Okay.
So
Okay.
why not? And I think that's everybody's behind it. LeBron came out and said it.
LeBron did.
Everybody's supporting it. I mean,
Serena.
Serena did say that.
say I support it. I mean,
I don't know, bro. Like if you're like legitimately upset at the players kneeling during the anthem, I just want to ask, like, what are you really mad at?
Gesture. The time and the placing of protesting. Why is
They're
it-
they're
up and play?
upset. No, they want to just escape from their lives and just sit down and enjoy a nice little football game. That's all they want to do. They don't want to be reminded of what's going on in the real world, and it makes them uncomfortable. So that's why they have this fake anger and this fake outrage at these men that kneel.
I understand that.
That's what the real
nothing
root
to do about
is.
the flag.
What are you really mad
Nothing
at?
to do
There's
about
nothing
the
to do about the flag. When's the last time would you sit up and say the national anthem? You don't even know the words of the national anthem.
I mean,
What are we talking about?
What's up, Coach Lawson? This is Sports Moments Podcast. Everything related to moments here. Podcast is brought to you by Jordan Moments. Today we just have myself, Dre, Marky Mark, Daniel on the phone as well. But we're going to just go ahead and start with Dre. He's going to ask you a question.
So, Coach Lawson, this is Dre B. Chillin'. So, I know your team is the Cowboys, but how do you feel about this season? How do you think you're going to do?
As far as the fantasy team or the Dallas Cowboys?
The Dallas Cowboys in general. How do you think they're going to do this season?
I think the Cowboys are probably a 8-8 or 9-7 team, depending on. I think they're going to rely heavily on their offensive line and Ezekiel Elliott. They're lacking receivers right now. I'm not real confident when your number one receiver is maybe Cole Beasley. That might be a problem. I think they lack the deep vertical threat that they had with Dez. Dez, I know he had a kind of subpar year last year, but he was always a threat to go deep for the Cowboys. With the retirement of Jason Witten too, I just think that they're going to rely heavily on the run game, which I think Zeke is got a lot to prove, being out about 6 games last year. I think he's going to come out and have a great season. Dak going into his 3rd season, this is kind of a big year for him because I think a lot of people think that, his first year, his rookie year when he came in and took Romo's spot, that may have been kind of I don't want to say a fluke, but he kind of had all the right weapons around him. And then last year, he I guess you could say he regressed a little bit. As far as the defense goes, I really like the defensive line. I think on the outside, the edge rushers, they got a chance to put some real pressure on the quarterbacks. I was still holding out hope that we might get Earl Thomas, but it looks like that's not going to happen. So to answer your question, I see them as like a second. I don't think they're better than the Eagles, unfortunately. I think they're somewhere between 8-8, 9-7, and playing for second place probably with the Redskins and Giants. But I guess we'll see. That's why they play the games, right?
Yeah, you're right.
And Coach, just kind of knowing that you've won a championship in this league before, and kind of knowing that you have experience winning, and based on you having that 3rd pick in the draft this year, why did you kind of go and choose Zeke as your first pick to kind of build the foundation for your team?
I just think, like I said earlier, I just think that he's gonna have a lot to prove. After being suspended for 6 games last year, and I think he's gonna come out hungry, aggressive. I think he's got a great offensive line. That's we'll see how the Frederick injury. We'll see what happens if it develops there. Hopefully, he can get back healthy as soon as possible. But I just think you're going to see somebody who I think in a lot of ways he didn't feel like he deserved 6 games. I think a lot of Cowboy fans feel that way too. And I probably a little bit of bias too. I'll admit that. I'm a big Cowboy fan. I think that there's probably a little bias that obviously I have towards the Cowboys, so just want to see him and the Cowboys do well. And then I think that he's going to get a lot of touches.
Sure.
I think the coaches are going to call his number a lot and give him. I don't know if he's going to get 30 touches a game, but I think he's going to get quite a few.
Yeah.
And so that was, I think he was the 4th or 5th ranked player. In the draft. I think Le'Veon Bell or Antonio Brown was. I can't remember who was one, or they've been talked earlier.
Yeah,
but I just felt like he was somebody worth the risk, and then again the bias coming in, me being a Cowboy fan, that was something that played into it as well.
True, definitely understand that. Definitely built most of my team with Eagles the last couple of years, so I definitely understand the bias toward your team.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
And the Eagles, they're it pains me a little bit. They're going to be pretty good again this year. So, especially with Carson Wentz coming back. So
true. And we're just
I'm
hoping
sorry.
he
Go
can
ahead.
stay.
Didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. I was just hoping he can stay healthy this year, and hopefully he can get some wins under his belt. I know we're not starting off with him this year, but hopefully we can get some playing time or not some playing time, but hopefully we can get some good games in with him being healthy. But as far as fantasy is concerned, again, knowing that you won a championship before and kind of looking at the other talent in the league, who do you think is another team that you're worried about in the league as far as kind of being competitive with?
I haven't had a chance to look at all the teams, but I would say, I would say, fantasy. I know that there's not an exact science to it, but I think if you can, pick up some good players, and just like in sports, if you can stay healthy, if your players can stay healthy, I think you've got a good chance. I really think anyone in the league could win. I mean, I would say somebody who has maybe a Todd Gurley or Antonio Brown or somebody like that who, I know we had some really good games last year.
True, definitely.
And then, good quarterback play is always good. The thing I really like about the league we're in, especially, being with Yahoo, is the amount of points that you can get. Is a little bit different, the point system, and so
yeah,
you could be up. I know last year in games I felt pretty comfortable in some games. I remember where I would be up 25 or 30, and then all of a sudden in about 10 minutes or 30 minutes or a half or something, somebody comes back and takes the lead. So I think the point system really caters to nobody ever being counted out, if that makes sense, just because
definitely.
It can turn around at any moment based on not only one game, but maybe a couple plays here and there. So
definitely.
Really excited for the league to start, NFL to start.
True.
And Coach Lawson, we have one last question for you. So we know Zeke's going to get the majority of the points, but who do you think is your sleeper pick? Who do you think is going to be that wild card for your fantasy team?
I'm kind of hoping, maybe Greg Olsen, maybe the running back I have from the Texans, Lamar Miller, I believe. Maybe one of those guys. I think Matt Stafford is somebody that, I want to say he may be the highest paid quarterback in the league, but I don't think that anybody really thinks he's a top five. Or not anybody, but I don't think that a lot of people think he's a top five quarterback. So maybe someone like that. Somebody, and then Greg. I think maybe Greg Olsen. I think he's going to get some more targets this year from Cam, and maybe with McCaffrey back there, that'll open up the passing game a little bit for them. So we'll see what happens. I would say one of those guys probably.
All right, Coach Lawson. Before we end this conversation here, I just wanted to go into predictions. So just give us your thoughts as far as your prediction for this Eagles-Falcons game today.
I kind of think it is in Philadelphia, correct, guys?
Yes.
It's in Philadelphia. I think the Eagles will win. I think Philadelphia is a really hard place to play. I don't think that anybody goes in there and really gets lucky or just kind of goes in there and intimidates the Eagles. And I think Nick Foles will play better than he showed in the preseason. I think he'll have a much better game. I think that you're going to see an Eagles team that's going to come out, and I think they're going to be real, hyped up being the first game, defending Super Bowl champs. I don't really see it getting to their head or them losing focus or anything like that. I really think I would say if I had to guess or make a prediction, I would say Philadelphia is going to win 27-21. That would be my guess against the Atlanta Falcons.
27-21 Eagles. All right. And then just to go into kind of the Super Bowl predictions, who do you have in the big game from the NFC and the AFC? And then who do you have winning the game? And then what score do you think would be the final outcome of the game?
Okay. Wow. That is a really good question. Looking at the NFC, I know we got a lot of different faces. You got Kirk Cousins in Minnesota now. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of some of the other QB. You got Sam Darnold in the AFC. I would really be hard pressed to bet against the Eagles in the NFC. I think they're going to have a pretty good chance when Carson Wentz comes back to maybe go into the Super Bowl again. I'm trying to think of NFC teams that could really challenge it. Maybe Minnesota again. Mm-hmm. The one team that I would say that I think has a legitimate chance to beat Philadelphia and beat Minnesota. I think New Orleans is going to have a really good chance to get to the Super Bowl just because of, you think about last year, they were basically one play away. Diggs, basically the secondary player falling down for the Saints. I'm forgetting his name, but on that last play, and then they have two really good running backs that, along with one of the best quarterbacks who's ever played the game.
Definitely.
And I think probably an improved defense. So, you know what? I'll go with the Saints this year in the NFC. I think probably maybe the Saints playing either the Eagles or the Vikings in the NFC Championship game, and I'll go with the Saints from the NFC. I think, too, if they have a really good record, they'll have home field advantage, and we all know how hard it is to win in New Orleans.
True.
So I'll go with the Saints in the NFC, and then, I can't pick again. I think Tom Brady and the Patriots find a way to get back again in the AFC, just looking at it, just because, it seems like almost every year, if they're not in the Super Bowl, they're right in the AFC Championship. So, and I'm kind of biased there too, because I think Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. So I'll go Saints and Patriots, and I'll say the Saints win the Super Bowl this year. I'm sorry, Jordan. You said score?
Yeah. What's the final score? What do you think?
Okay. Forgive me, guys. Where is the Super Bowl this year? Is it in a cold weather?
It's in Atlanta. I want to say in a dome, Georgia Dome.
A dome. Oh, okay. Okay, dome. I'll go. That plays right in the States. I'll go 35-25 Saints.
35-25.
Shootout. I like it.
35-25 Saints.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens, I guess.
Well, I definitely can't disagree with their prediction. I definitely see the Saints kind of doing some big things this year. Again, they were pretty much one play away from getting to that NFC Championship game last year. And the Patriots are the Patriots. And, they're always in the Super Bowl or in that conversation every year. Coach, it was definitely great talking to you. You gave a whole lot of great content that we can use for the show. Definitely appreciate your time. We wish you good luck on this season. Definitely want to see you in the playoffs again, see if you can make that run and make big things happen as far as trying to win that ship again. But we appreciate your time. If you want to, I don't know if you have any closing remarks or anything that you want to say before we let you go.
Yeah, I do. Good luck to you guys. I really appreciate you guys having me on. I think you guys, Jordan and Jordan Moments, I think you guys are doing a really good job promoting this thing, marketing this thing. I think this is the third year I've been in it. I don't know if it's the third year overall, but you guys are doing a fantastic job. I know that you've made it exciting. You've made it extremely engaging, and it's going to be real fun to watch the season coming up. So good luck to you guys, and thanks for having me.
Thank you, Coach. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach Lawson.
Look forward to getting you on the show again sometime, but we appreciate your time this time.
All right, guys. It was great talking to you. Always great talking to Tap Basketball. You guys take care.
Yes, sir.
All right, you too, Coach.
Prediction Sunday.
Thursday night. So what we do have for the first prediction of the year of the football season, Eagles versus Falcons. Who do we have Eagles versus Falcons.
Can I get on this first?
We can go around with Mark. We'll start with Mark.
Let me go ahead and get on the Eagles Falcons. So we got Carson Wentz not playing.
Carson Wentz not playing.
We got Alshon Jeffrey not playing.
Not playing.
We got a stat receiving core from the Falcons. How's the corners in Philly? Is it?
They're solid.
They're ready. We just
Game ready.
I think Julio.
They're at home. I think Super Bowl hangover. I think Nick Foles isn't as good as the season he had last year to finish the playoffs and Super Bowl.
Okay.
I still like the Eagles in this game.
Okay.
If I'm a bet man, I'm not betting against the Eagles.
Okay.
I probably go ahead and take the Eagles. 28-24.
28-24. Take that.
28-24. Early scores from both teams. Second half, they kind of buckle down.
Eagles
get a late turnover with that improved defense from a year ago.
Mark has 28-24 Eagles versus Falcons.
And what are you looking at over there, Daniel? Were you thinking about taking an upset in this game, or?
Yeah, I was hearing what you had to say with them, Mark. I just don't really. I'm really high on Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
ATL.
Daniel's really high on Atlanta.
I mean, a lot of what you were saying at the beginning, then you kind of switched and just kind of obliterate everything you said at the beginning. But going back to what you were saying, I don't think Nick Foles is gonna be as good as he was last year.
Absolutely.
And I'm not high on him at all. And someone that I am high on, Julio Jones. And Matt Ryan.
Look out for that rookie Calvin Ridley too, man. Deep threat down the field.
I heard that, man. Put more in my mouth.
Deep threat.
Muhammad's the news there. He's but now he has more. I feel like Calvin Ridley alleviates a lot of that pressure. Now, who are you gonna double team?
Calvin's
we go double team. Someone's gonna be open. Someone's gonna make a play. I'm really high on Atlanta.
Okay, we noticed that. So what's your prediction?
What's your prediction?
Atlanta.
Strictly Atlanta.
24-21.
24-21.
I have a lot of faith in the Eagles. I have a lot of faith in the Eagles defense.
24-21.
All right.
So what I want to do with this prediction, I also want to say 28-24.
Okay.
28-24.
We're piggybacking here.
He thinks I'm piggybacking, but I'm just.
It's a good pick, man.
And
Philly's favorite, right? Philly.
28-24 Philly.
Sounds familiar.
The reason I say 28-24,
that's a good score.
I think Foles is gonna have a good game. I think the Super Bowl winning Foles is gonna come out today. I think he's gonna definitely show us what he has. I think the defense. A lot of people aren't talking about that Eagles defense. That Eagles defense is the top 3 defense in the league. Top 3 defense in the league. The front 4 is ridiculous. People aren't talking about Michael Bennett playing for the Eagles. We got him for a 4th round pick. People may think he's washed. He's gonna come out tonight and just do.
I think Dre had a prediction too, man. I think Dre has a prediction.
Let's get it.
Just hearing everything. I'm taking everything in. Over here, and I think that with what I'm hearing, I like the spread. I don't know if y'all are looking at it over here because we're betting men. I think that with the -1.5 that the Philly's getting right now, I think that's safe. That's a safe, really safe bet.
Safe bet.
And if you're looking at the over on this game, I really do like the over. So
definitely.
That's
what is the over on that? Is that
looking at
over?
We're looking at 44.
44.
And I think that 44.5 is safe to take.
Safe bet.
Just
Market
because
a
of
safe bet.
Just because of the competition to play.
Definitely.
So what I'm saying right now, as far as the prediction, we're gonna go with 31-24.
Ooh, a high scoring game.
Yeah, I got a high scoring game coming down. In the 4th quarter, but I think Nick takes it in the 4th. Nick we trust. I got the Eagles by 7.
Are we underestimating Atlanta? Everybody had them 24-21. Are we? Is their offense a little more high powered than what we think?
That would be the question. But the counter is a
really strong defense.
My thing is two. I feel like two things are going to happen.
I think we're still pretty respectful.
Nick Foles might come out and play well, or you might come out and show it up in 5 picks, 2 fumbles, and if that happens, I wouldn't be surprised if
we're gonna talk about an X factor, the X factor
Nick
is
Foles.
Nick Foles. It really comes down to Nick Foles playing. Is it gonna be Super Bowl winning Nick Foles that comes out, Or is it going to be preseason 0-5 against the Browns, Nick Foles, that comes out? Yeah, it really just depends on Nick Foles.
Or backup Kansas City Nick Foles.
Backup Kansas City Nick Foles. We don't want any other Foles but the Foles that won the 3 games to win the Super Bowl.
Good as your last game. That's why I heard.
He was good as your last game.
That's what I heard. So.
And kind of going off of what Dre was talking about as far as the over-under for the game, since we did just kind of go around the table and do our predictions, we also did a Madden simulation prediction as well. Madden predicted on this game that the Philadelphia Eagles would win 25-20.
Let's take that over. Everybody, the over.
We
heard it here first.
The over is accomplished by 0.5 points.
We're taking the over.
If you're going based off of the Madden simulation, 25-20, Philadelphia Eagles win against the Atlanta Falcons tonight. It's gonna be a great game. Definitely
a lot of great games this weekend.
A lot of
great games to look forward
to.
Yeah, we got Houston and New England, San Fran, Minnesota. I want to touch on Dallas, Carolina.
Dallas, Carolina. America's game of the week.
We can talk about that.
America's game of the week.
We can talk about it.
Predictions. Mark, who do you have?
Man, me, not from the Texas area. Not really, Cowboys guy. Shout out DMV one time.
Okay.
Big Redskins guy over here. I'm not high on Dallas.
Yeah.
Dak is below average.
Okay.
I'd say as a quarterback. I'd say there's 32 teams at 16. He's probably the bottom 16 quarterbacks.
Ooh.
Nothing he does surprises me. It's never like, oh wow, look at that throw. Or he's kind of just he's 8-8 guy.
Okay.
He's an 8-8 guy.
That's an 8-8 guy.
Carolina, Cam Newton, Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore. Shout out Maryland. I mean, it's gonna be tough to stop. I'm not sold on that Cowboys defense. I think Carolina 28-17.
28-17 Carolina.
17. What's the spread?
28-17.
It looks like the spread is we got Carolina 2.5.
2.5 plus minus?
Minus 2.5.
I think you're good there. I think that's a really safe one.
I think you're pretty safe on that. Daniel, give us your predictions.
Yeah, I was just kind of checking out this injury report. It's kind of irrelevant because the Cowboys are just not as good. It's just really that simple for me.
Okay.
Straight to the point. I think Zeke's great. Obviously, no one's disputing that.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dak, I like your sentiment. Incredibly average, super okay, very, very okay. And he's going to get the job done, you know what I'm saying? He can throw a ball, he's a fucking quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations. But he's not...
He's not going to win you a game.
He won't be the reason that you won the game.
He can win a game, but he's not going to win you the game.
He's a game manager, which is, I feel like, the same as like 70% of quarterbacks in the league.
Dak is the worst quarterback in the NFC East. Starting. He's the worst starting quarterback.
I didn't say all that, but I mean,
I don't think that's a reach.
Okay. I mean, okay, I respect it. I mean,
obviously he's not better than Carson Wentz.
Give us your
I just think I think
Oh,
Panthers. I think Panthers for sure. I got Panthers 31.
31.
31.
I got Panthers 31-14.
31-14.
That's safe. That's really safe.
I got Panthers 31-14. I just think it's that simple for me. It's that simple for me. I think Cam's gonna come out hot. I think Christian McCaffrey's gonna be a monster. I think
he's gonna be tough to stop, man.
Christian McCaffrey.
Same thing. I mean, as far as the whole Dak thing, I can't say that he's a game manager. I can't say that. I got to give Dak a little bit more respect than that. I am a huge Cowboy hater. I hate the Cowboys. I was born hating the Cowboys. I think my first word was probably F the Cowboys or something like that. But
family show,
definitely family show. But I definitely do see Carolina winning this game as well. And my prediction as far as the score, I think it's gonna be a little bit close one, just because it's the first game of the year for them, and I think it's gonna be 21-17. 21-17.
Do we have an over under for that game?
Yeah, the over is 42.5.
42.5.
So we're probably safe there, taking the over on that.
I got them at under on the over.
Oh yeah. Ooh. Well.
So I don't know.
What you think, Dre? Come on,
As far as what I'm looking at, I do see home field advantage taking a part into this. We got the afternoon game. Mm-hmm. I think the Cowboys defense has improved over the last year, so I think they're going to stop the run in the first half. But I think in the second half, that's when the offensive line is going to take over for the Panthers. Okay. I think so. I'm going to go second half Carolina. So I think they win 24-20 actually.
24-20.
So I do have the over on that game.
24-20 Carolina
as well, just because of the way that the defense is going to play in the second half. So yeah, we got the over on that, and I like that. I like that game.
24-20 Carolina. So a straight sweep. On the board, across the board. Carolina is gonna win. If you ask Sports Moments podcast, we have Carolina winning as a straight sweep against Dallas. So that was our prediction for this week. Our top 2 games of the week. And again, if you want to check those games out, we do have the Madden simulation that you can go check out on YouTube. The full game that you can go check out. Yo, Kiera, what's up?
Nothing. What's going on, man?
You're on right now with the Sports Moments podcast. This is Jordan. Again, the Sports Moments podcast is everything related to moments. And again, this podcast is brought to you by Jordan Moments. Just to start off, kind of wanted to get just ask you a couple questions, what you think about the season in general for football and then fantasy football as well. But I'm just going to go ahead and pass it off to my co-host, Mark. He's going to start off with a couple questions for you.
What's up, Kiara? It's Marky Mark. I'm just going to go ahead and just get into fantasy. I see you got Leonard Fournette at 1. What's the thought process behind that?
Oh, yeah. So, pretty much I needed a high-scoring running back, and just like my draft position in general, I thought it'd be a smart move to go with whoever was the best available in the RB position. So with that being said, I went on and I went with Leonard Fournette. I was gonna pick up Michael Thomas first round, but I went on and got Leonard Fournette because I needed somebody who was gonna give me points in the RB selection, in the RB position.
Absolutely. Where do you see you finishing this season? I understand you took Jordan to the finals last season and took him out. You think you're gonna repeat?
I don't know. I'm trying to get that number 1 spot. I really am. I thought a lot about this draft.
Yeah.
So, trying to get it.
What do you think of the team, the Tropics?
I'm sorry?
The team, the Tropics. They're in your draft. Do you know anything about that team?
No, wait. Say it again. What is the team?
The Tropics. They from right here. They went Le'Veon Bell 1, Kenyon Drake 2, Jarvis Landry 3. That's gonna be tough to compete with, don't you think?
I ain't really worried about it. I mean, I'll just go through the consistency, I guess. If they got consistent players, more power to them.
Yeah.
Only person I saw above me were Jordan and CBHS, and then on one league I saw just Jordan. So I'm really just worried about Jordan.
Yeah, you definitely drafted well. I'm actually not too worried about Jordan. But no, it was great having you on. I think Jordan has a couple questions for you, but appreciate your time.
No, you got questions too, Jordan? Go ahead.
Yeah, I had a couple questions for you, Kara. Being that you won the championship last year, how do you kind of plan on defending that championship this year going in the $60 league?
Oh, man. Team management, staying on top of it. Pretty much dedicating Thursdays, Sundays, and Mondays to football, just keeping up with, the news, injuries, and what's going on the field, who is whose replacement, and injured.
True. Well, and I mean, just kind of based off of your draft, I'm not too. I really can't remember what spot you got in both drafts. But I mean, you got an A-, I want to say, in both leagues. What was your draft strategy going into the draft? I mean, everybody's kind of trying to figure out like who is this Kiera girl that's getting the top report cards in the draft and everything like that. So what was your draft strategy going into the draft for both leagues?
Well, this is my third year doing it. It's gotten bigger each year, so we're at 16 teams right now. So at this point, like, my strategy is always just go after who's gonna play. So my thing is like, who's gonna play, who's gonna get the ball, who's gonna score me points.
True.
I don't care, if it's the worst tight end on the books, is he gonna catch the ball, and is he gonna get me some type of point? That's all I really get concerned about. I was 13. I was 13 in the $60 league, and I was 10 in the 120. So
okay.
That position, it comes down to who's going to get the ball, who's going to be consistent. You got to pay attention to that.
True. And I mean, I totally understand what you're talking about. I mean, as far as kind of who's being consistent, I just to kind of give a little draft hint to everybody out there, I kind of drafted as far as volume, who's going to touch the ball the most, receivers, running backs, kick returners, people like that. People who are going to touch the ball. That was kind of my draft strategy going into the draft. So I definitely understand what you were talking about as far as that.
That's probably why you got that A+. There you go.
Something like that.
We'll see if Gronk plays 9 games or so. We'll see how many games Gronk plays. Some of them running backs a little suspect over there, man.
Got a lot of Eagles, I saw too.
Yeah. You can know. I mean,
Eagles up.
Yeah, I mean, hey, they win the championship in real life, so I mean,
makes sense.
Just going with
last year.
Just going with the tide.
We'll see.
Well, Kiera, I do, before we close it out, I do want to just kind of ask you 2 quick predictions. And just starting with the first one, we have this Eagles-Falcons game. Who do you have winning this Eagles-Falcons game, and what's the final score?
Eagles-Falcons game. Carson's not back, huh?
Nah. Nick Foles is going to be starting. Who?
Nick Foles. I believe Eagles have a few injuries somewhere across their board. I'm not sure if it was defense or offense. I just remember reading something about that today.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, though, Atlanta's going in with a pretty healthy team, and everyone has it out for the champs. So I really do see Atlanta upsetting Philly.
Ooh, upset at home. What do you have as the final score for Atlanta versus Philly?
I don't know. I want to say probably like 21 for like something where it maybe be like they lose by a touchdown. So
okay, lose by, would you 21-14? You want to stick to that?
Yeah, somewhere about there. Yeah, 21-14. I can see that happening.
21-14 Atlanta. Kiera's prediction. All right, Kiera, so before we end this call, I have to ask everybody what their Super Bowl 53 predictions are. Who's going to be in the big game from the AFC and the NFC? Who's going to win the big game? And what is the final score of that big game?
I don't really know, man. I don't really even look at, I can't even lie. Like, I guess I'll say the Cowboys, because I'm a Cowboys fan.
Oh, the Cowboys?
I'll say Cowboys, and, is Jacksonville on our side?
No.
Jacksonville it is, I guess.
Cowboys,
I'm telling you,
Jacksonville.
championship ends, like, as soon as fantasy's over, like, I feel like I can breathe again. So I guess I take fantasy just a lot more serious.
I definitely understand
I mean,
that.
I guess, it's the Cowboys. I don't know. We don't really ever make it. We always get upset. So.
True. So Cowboys, Jacksonville. Kiera's Super Bowl prediction. What? Give me a final score for Cowboys, Jacksonville, and who wins that game.
Oh, bro, come on, you're reaching right now. He's like, I don't. I'm gonna stick with 21 again.
21.
21-7.
21-7. And who wins? Who wins that game?
The Cowboys.
Cowboys win the Super Bowl, 21-7.
Oh, wow.
21-7. Cowboys win the Super Bowl against Jacksonville. Kiera's prediction. Kiera, thank you for your time. We definitely appreciate you. the defending champ in the building, the defending champ of the $60 league. Everybody's going to be watching out for Kiera this year. Appreciate your time, Kiera. Do you have any closing remarks before we kind of let you go this morning?
No, guys. Go Cowboys, and thank you guys for taking the time to interview me. I appreciate it.
All right, Kiera. Appreciate your time. Look forward to seeing you this year. Hope everything stays good with your team.
Oh yeah, thanks. That was sincere.
Oh man.
So low.
She doesn't even believe the Cowboys are gonna make it.
All right, man.
All right.
Clearly, she was drinking this morning.
They said.
Cowboys 21-7 Super Bowl.
Oh man, Cowboys.
Drinking early.
Cowboys,
Drinking
Jacksonville Super Bowl. She may have been drinking a little bit early this morning. A little bit.
Hen dog.
A little bit. I don't know, maybe a darker light. I don't know what she drinks on, but a little bit of something. But definitely just got off of the phone with two former champs. Carl, Coach Lawson, definitely won that first year, the first inaugural year of Moments Gaming. He took home the championship in that $60 league. And then Kiera backed it up last year with that $60 Moments Fantasy Championship. So before we get out of here, definitely have to talk about one game. Definitely got to talk about this game.
The big game.
The biggest game.
So we should have that day off.
That's what I be trying to say.
After the day after Super Bowl,
Oh, you don't have that day off?
I don't have
I request
You gotta get into some contract negotiations. What you go to college for, man?
But the biggest game, the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
What are y'all predictions?
Who you like? Who you don't like?
It's in Atlanta.
It's in Atlanta.
It's a really nice stadium.
Daniel probably likes Atlanta and Atlanta the way he was
I
talking
don't.
about it.
I like Atlanta over the Eagles. I don't like Atlanta over the NFC.
Okay.
Y'all wanna know why I like the NFC?
Yeah, let's.
Oh, you got the gate? Quick.
Oh,
we got the gate.
Lead us off then.
Y'all know I like the NFC?
Who you like?
Well, I like
Who we got?
the Rams.
The
Rams. That's who you got in the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl. I'm gonna go ahead.
Rams.
Daniel. Rams.
Rams representing the NFC.
I mean, that's
Rams.
You can't tell me
Tough,
you won't talk about a team that got better
Yeah.
and already had the offensive player of the year and the defensive player of the year. Like they just did that shit.
Okay.
And they got better. They just added Ndamukong Suh. I know y'all heard of him. One of the best defensive
I
tackles
think
in
he
the league.
steps on people's faces or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But he's really good at just like knocking offensive linemen out the way. Akeem Talib. Sorry, so sorry.
Wash, Mr. Chain Snatcher.
Akeem Talib lost him off the Broncos. That one hurt me. Broncos lost the Broncos one time. That one hurt me a lot. But anyways, Broncos lost him. Akeem Talib, solid pickup. He's a solid 88, 87, 89 on Madden.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Ooh, that's incredibly disrespectful.
Who's your AFC pick?
Anyways, man, I like the Rams a lot. My AFC
players
pick,
choice.
I hate it, man.
Sounds like you going New England.
Yeah.
Oh.
Patriots, man. I gotta go Patriots.
Wow.
I just don't see. I mean, to me, the AFC is like the East is gonna be this year in the NBA. It's just like, who's gonna get it? Like, let's just go in there and see what happens. And I don't know, man.
And that's the AFC?
That's what the AFC is to me.
Okay.
I don't see a clear cut favorite. I mean, the Jaguars obviously on paper, but I don't know, man. I don't believe in. I just don't believe in them.
That's interesting. Do you have a final score for the game?
Yeah, give me your final score, Dan.
Rams, New England. Probably a shootout, right?
I got Rams 28.
28.
28-27.
Oh, so by 1?
Oh,
That's
shit.
interesting.
Oh,
That's pretty interesting. As far as Super Bowl?
Super Bowl pick.
D game.
What do you think?
D game. Looking at the NFC, they got better. I mean, NFC got better. Kirk Cousins is over there now. But I think the safe pick, I mean, if we're looking at it, I think Carson's going to be ready. I think the defense is going to get better. We got new corners. It's going to obviously feeling great. Have a full season under the belt.
Sounds like I could write down Eagles.
Their defense is going to be top 3, like Jordan said earlier.
Let's see.
So I got Eagles over the Rams in the NFC Championship.
Okay,
Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
As far as in the AFC, I got a sleeper pick. As far as what I'm thinking, shout out to I can't go with the Steelers because you know why? Because Le'Veon Bell's a really big question mark.
Le'Veon Bell,
but a team that's gonna have a leader back, and I think they're ready. He's playing a new position this year. I got the Houston Texans
in the Super
Bowl this year.
In the Super Bowl.
That cup over there, man.
I think Deshaun Watson is gonna.
That would be exciting.
Is gonna be really, really interesting this year. I think I'm really high on him this year. I think he's gonna.
He's really
do some things. That being said, we got the game to talk about. So I'm gonna go with a high scoring game. Carson's gonna be healthy. So I'm gonna go 38.
Oh my gosh.
35.
Oh my goodness.
Philadelphia back to back.
Oh! You want to put some paper they don't win the Super Bowl?
Eagles
Can
win.
I get your pick next? Please?
You want to hear my Super Bowl pick?
Super Bowl pick, please?
What you just said.
No, I mean,
as far as Super Bowl picks, early favorites, no games played, assuming everybody stays healthy.
Yeah, true.
No injuries.
Yeah.
NFC, man.
Yeah.
Who you got, Mark?
I like the Rams. I really do. I like the
Rams.
Rams.
That's interesting.
But I like the Saints too, man. I'm really high on Alvin Kamara, man.
Okay.
I think. Don't let my man Ben hear this. I think the Saints come out of the NFC.
Wow.
Oh.
I think I like the Saints, man. I like the Saints. Probably getting the Rams or the Eagles in the NFC Championship game. Saints getting both of them. Defense is better than advertised. Got a shutdown corner. Marcus Lattimore. Marshawn. Right. I mean, he takes away your best receiver.
Okay.
I think they would have been in, the Super Bowl last year had somebody,
Yeah.
Stepped up.
maybe made a tackle here or there.
I don't know.
I like the Saints, and out of the AFC, man, I think it's the Jags, man.
Okay.
Jags, tough defense.
I think the Jags
Has the best corner and the third best corner in the league.
Third best corner.
Calais Campbell's still healthy down there, getting after the quarterback. Blake Bortles just has to not suck.
Okay.
It's not hard to hand
They
the ball to
lost
Leonard
their best
Fournette.
receiver.
It's not hard to hand the ball to Leonard Fournette 30 times a game.
Okay.
Stephon Jenkins,
Jenkins
big tight end.
Target.
Huge target. Make up for some of those catches.
So give me a score, Mark. Give me a score.
Man, I think the Jags get all over the Saints, man. I think we looking like 17-7.
Oh,
Jags, low scoring.
Oh, a defensive Super Bowl.
I think they shut down.
The defense, and the Saints only put up 7 points.
And I wanted to give them 3. But I said they'll get 7.
Oh,
they'll get 7.
Man. So Saints almost get shut out.
Yeah,
according
man.
to Mark's predictions
over the Saints
of the Super Bowl 53 playing in
defense wins championships, man. They have for a long time.
I mean,
so
still gonna have an offense. All right, that's fine. Do you have an offense? Fine.
I mean, you had your pick.
If we're gonna go with my Super Bowl 53 prediction,
Philly versus who, man?
You know,
Let's get it.
You know what I got
for a
Philly.
reason.
Just for the record, Jordan's been picking the Eagles in the Super Bowl since '95. So,
I was born in '93.
His first words were "Eagles win the Super Bowl." Man, so.
That was after I said
we're going Philly.
But I mean, as far as my Super Bowl prediction, I do have the Eagles going back to the Super Bowl.
Shocker!
It's
a surprise.
A huge shocker.
That's what people said last year. Like,
who I have them playing. This is who I thought they would be playing last year. Mm-hmm. I do have the Steelers going to the Super Bowl. I do think this will be another high-scoring game. Well, I have the Eagles putting up 35 points in the Super Bowl against the Steelers.
I like it.
And I have the Steelers scoring 18 points.
Okay.
31-18 or 35-18. I have the Eagles winning their second Super Bowl, and it's their second Super Bowl in a row.
Sounds like a dynasty to me.
Your bias is showing.
Sounds like a biased decision to Daniel, but I just use
Probably to the rest of America.
logic.
I mean, not if you're smart people.
Question.
I just use
It's fine.
Emotional logic.
straight logic.
But can we just real quick? Let me get an Eagles prediction for the season from you two.
Eagles
Let me get a record.
That's fine.
Let me get a record.
That's fine.
You want me first?
Eagles record. Let me hear it. Real quick.
Me
first. I got 12-4.
12-4. What you think, Jordan?
I'm gonna say 11-5.
11-5. Okay. I just want to see
So
your
we
head.
don't get home field advantage?
Home field advantage. I think we'll get the
11-5.
second seed in the NFC.
Who's first?
The first seed, I
Rams.
believe, will probably go
He knows what it is.
to the Rams.
He knows what it is.
The Saints, I think a lot of people are high on the Saints, and they really shouldn't be.
That's
I don't see
interesting,
what
man.
see what the people see. I mean, I see what the people see in the Saints, but I don't see what.
Who's y'all starting running back?
Jay
Ajayi, man.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Corey Clement, please watch out for that boy. He's gonna be
he's
doing
gonna
big
be-
things this
he's
year.
gonna be there, bro.
And I mean, just look at the Eagles, bro. I gotta break this down for y'all real quick. Wentz is back. JP
He's not
is back. Sproles is back.
Wentz is not back yet.
This season, when we get him back this
We
season,
play the Saints.
we
Week
have
11. That's
Alshon
gonna
back.
be there. Trust me, bro.
Hicks is
He's gonna
back.
be there.
Like, this is gonna be a crazy
Got the Redskins
season for the
late.
Eagles. I'm telling you.
Carson Wentz
Y'all
gonna
gonna
be
want to
there.
see us. Y'all not gonna want to see us,
All right,
man.
What do you have for the Redskins, Mark?
Hey, man,
Redskins
Redskins.
take
Hey,
real quick.
man, real hot
Redskins
take.
take-
Redskins, man. I wouldn't be surprised 11-5, 12-4, man. I mean, I'm just
12-4 for the Redskins.
Wow.
I mean, everywhere Alex Smith has been, he's won.
Where's the bottle at, bro? Where you been hiding the bottle
Everywhere
at?
Alex Smith plays, he wins.
Wow.
He took San Francisco team to the NFC Championship game 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
He's led the Chiefs
game's really
to
entertaining.
back-to-back division titles to the playoffs, man. I mean, he's tough, man. Alex Smith is tough, man. He's as good as advertised, probably better.
Okay. Okay.
He's gonna win you some games. Now, what he does in the postseason,
That's a different story.
we'll see, man. He
All
likes-
right.
But
That's-
I mean, 11-5 isn't a stretch.
No one cares
So-
about the Redskins.
So,
Daniel,
with that being said,
Let's give us one good prediction for the Denver Broncos, your team.
7-9.
Oh, shit. Yeah, Broncos ceiling 8-8.
8-8 as a ceiling.
Ceiling
with
for me
Case
this
First
Keenum.
through the ceiling. You said
Case
8-8.
Keenum.
Ceiling is 8-8.
It's at 8-8.
8-8.
I'm being
So that's
realistic.
probably on the outside of
Not
the
being realistic,
playoffs.
it's been average.
So
being really
Denver's not making the playoffs according to Daniel. A Denver
sneaking in.
fan.
Sneaking in.
With what? 8 losses?
So you sneaking in?
No.
You're sneaking in the playoffs.
And what? The
I told
AFC
you
West?
the AFC this year.
The AFC
the
West
East,
is
bro.
pretty good.
Okay.
So
I
I can see that
I
happening.
didn't think so.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
The Broncos
Well,
gonna be 10-6. Broncos gonna be 10-6.
Daniel wants to switch his prediction to 10-6 for the Denver Broncos. So if we're gonna go around one more time, we have
Marky Mark.
Your boy Daniel.
it's your boy Jay Hyde.
Dre be chilling.
And it's Sports Moments Podcast. Today, again, it was the first episode. Please stay tuned for more episodes. Please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube if you haven't already. Please follow us and stay tuned for more videos from Sports Moments Podcast. Everything to do with moments. Stay tuned.
Sports Moments Podcast. Sports Moments Podcast. Sports Moments